Hello and welcome to the Long Island Weather Update. It's 9:30 on March 3rd, 2024, and I guess somebody up there was listening to my mental health update because the afternoon today was absolutely it was very warm, but the sky was very, very nice. Very deep blue sky, and I wasn't really prepared to go into the Pine Barrens today, but I did do a hike in the Pine Barrens today. A brief video will be coming up later for you. Deer hike at Deer Park, of course, because it was still kind of cloudy in the morning. So if I wanted to go further out east, it would have been too late for me to go out there. It would have probably been amazing out there, but beautiful, absolutely beautiful day today. Although extremely warm, and we're going to talk about all the records that we have broken. Let's start off with that because we have a lot of broken records across the area today. Newark got up to 70, breaking the old record of 66. Central Park reached 68 degrees, breaking the old record of 65. JFK reached 68, breaking the old record of 63. No sea breezes at all today, by the way. LaGuardia got up to 68, breaking the old record of 65. And Bridgeport got up to 65 and smashed their old record of 58 degrees. That's pretty incredible right there. Very incredible indeed. Really quite something to see. Really impressive here. That what happened. We're going to also go over the rainfall totals as well. They have a link for that. I believe they put a link up here for about the. Here's a little map of the rainfall totals that we have here. We'll just put this map up as well, so you see here. That's out east. Suffolk County got close to 1.5 inches out there. A little more, like 1 3/4. Nassau a little more, like 1 1/4. But quite a bit of rain fell yesterday. That's for sure. It was quite a wet day, and unfortunately, we have more rain on the way. You see, I put that public information statement up with all the rain last night in the community post. If you didn't see it, you can see it. You can get some more numbers there. But anyway, let's take a look at our statistics today. Obviously, a very warm day. We have Islip to start with. Islip did not break their record. They didn't make it. Long Island was a little bit cooler than other areas today. Again, that's why I like being on Long Island, because it is a few degrees cooler. 64 degrees was the high at Islip. That didn't break the record of 66. However, that high was 20 degrees above normal. The low of 46 was 17 degrees above normal, and that gives us an average for the day of 55 degrees. That's nearly 20 degrees above normal, 19 degrees above normal. Very, very warm. Central Park did set a record high of 68 degrees. They were 22 degrees above normal on their high and 19 degrees above normal for the day. And JFK, you could go through all these sites, 68 record. Most sites set records today. 68 a record as well. And you know what I'm curious about? We already read New York. Let's see what the Philadelphia office got to today. Let's see, because they might have had some records as well. And let's go and look at their climatology as well for the day. Of course, I got to find it. We all know that everything is different. So here we go. Let's go. Let's take a look at Atlantic City. What did Atlantic City Airport get up to? Yep, they set a record of 69. Tied it. Their old record is 69. Yep. Let's see, Trenton, New Jersey. Not a record there, 65. Okay, so that's pretty much all the... we'll do Philadelphia as well. Let's see, Philadelphia. Philadelphia got up to 66, not a record as well. So, but a lot of sites broke records today. It was very unusually warm, and quite unusual to have such a nice, clear sky. This is almost looking... Now, this system coming up from the south looks sort of tropical in nature. So we'll have to talk about that, too. But first, we're going to go over our current conditions here. A lot to talk about tonight on the weather update and outlook, of course. So you can see storms out west. That's where the winter is. But for us, we've got spring. It's a great day for like the middle of May. Like a month and a half ahead of schedule here. And it's still warm out there. Yeah, it's still warm. It's saying 48. Oh, man, I wish it was 48 in my alley. It's not.
I hate this place!
60 degrees in my alley. Yeah, 60 degrees. Yep. So much warmer in the alley, and that's why I got to run the air conditioning in here. But other than that, 46 at Islip. 50 at, I'm even hotter than LaGuardia. 55 is temperature of 55 at LaGuardia. Central Park's 59, so that's close to what the alley is, I guess. And let's see what current temperatures are at 46. And the Pine Barrens west of Toms River. So it is cooling off if don't have an alley. It is cooling off, and you don't have to use your air conditioner like I do today. High temperatures today. Here we go. We're going to look at the map here. 64 degrees. 64 degrees at West Hampton. 64 at Islip. 65 at Brookhaven. 66 at Farmingdale. So Long Island made it. I knew it would make it above 60, and boy, we did. With no sea breeze, that wasn't a problem at all. Mid-60s, and then upper 60s in Jersey, and close to 70. Though not a huge difference in the area because, again, there really wasn't much. Look, 67, even right on the South Shore. No sea breeze at all whatsoever today. None. Looking at the lows, well above what they're supposed to be. Lows were only in the 40s. Really, really ridiculous warmth. Absolutely crazy kind of warmth that we had today. Really nuts. And we will look at the day at Islip. So Islip, we have... let's see what we got here. So looking at the day, you can see started off with the clouds. And as the clouds kind of broke up by the noon, and then we had mostly sunny conditions. And that got us well into the 60s. Northwest winds, no sea breeze at all. None at all being reported anywhere. Let's see if the station on the South Shore reported any sea breeze. West Gilgo. Let's see if any sea breeze was reported there. All right, it looks like if you were right on the beach, it looks like maybe you got a very weak sea breeze. You have to be right on the beach to get it, though. Otherwise, you're not going to get it. You're not going to get it. So let's... now that we talked about all the ridiculous warmth today, let's look at the satellite image. And again, what an interesting-looking satellite image. So we have some stratocumulus around tonight, actually. And we have some stratocumulus around tonight. And that's a picture there I showed you of the clouds kind of coming in along the lake there in Wantagh. But take a look at this. All right, so this is the next low pressure system, and it looks very tropical in nature. It really does. The NHC doesn't have anything out for it, but nothing, of course. But very tropical looking in nature. Let's go and look at southeast. So give us a little look at this storm here. Yeah, actually, you should look at look at this thing. I mean, so this is the storm that's coming our way. This will be the next storm system to come our way. If we look at the weather map, you'll see there's that low, and it's going to go straight up the coast, and that's going to bring yet another rainy period that we got. So let's go back to satellite here, because this is rather interesting, and I really would like to. Let's go to a coastal U.S. Atlantic coast. Let's do this. U.S. Atlantic coast, yeah. Yeah, look at this. I mean, you can see this is really unusual. There's a lot of convection in here. So I'm wondering maybe they should send some hurricane. This upcoming storm could have some tropical characteristics. Wouldn't surprise me. Let's just take a look at a 96 frame here on the satellite, and kind of shows you. Actually, this is a good view, and you can see. Look at this thing. Look at that little convection popping up there, and I bet there's a lot of lightning in there too. So I'll set this to like 60 frames, and we'll go to flash intensity here, because I bet there's a ton of lightning in that just popped up there tonight. Yeah, look at all that lightning there. Look at all that, lot of lightning. I don't know why it's not showing. Okay, we're having some issues here. I don't know why it's not showing the current. It's only showing old information. There are some issues. They're doing some work on the satellite servers. Of course, they picked to do that now. But you can see, this is looking kind of tropical in nature. Well, that is old. That is really old information. That's from yesterday. I wonder why that doesn't look right. All right, well, we only have this, but I can assume there's probably a lot of lightning going on in that area right now. That looks like a tropical wave right there. I mean, it really does. Let's look at the CONUS view of the country now. And again, you can see, this area, this really unusual area here. And if you look across the country here, you'll see there isn't really a whole lot going on. There's something going on in the west, but again, the problem for us is we've got this Pacific jet, and we've got storm systems now. Originally, these storm systems normally in this position like this should just go right out to sea, but instead they're coming up the coast, which is what they shouldn't be doing, obviously. That's because of the way the jet stream is. Look at that too, of course, in this weather update. I'm just curious if it's just giving us old information. So, well, there you go. It's the best I can do for the satellite imagery. So let's go and look at the models now. Actually, I want to go to the radar. We'll go to the radar here. See if we can see anything on the radar from that. And the lightning, because I'm kind of curious about that too. So you can see it's dry over the northeast, but you can see all this shower and thunderstorm activity off the southeast coast with your hybrid system. There's really along the northern Great Lakes. You can see, look at how far north that rain goes. Shows you how warm it is across the whole country. And it's very warm. And North America had its warmest winter on record. Warmest winter on record. So let's go and look at the models. And I guess we'll start with the upper air. And I kind of explain why this damn thing ain't going out to sea like we'd want it to. So not a whole lot of steering currents here in the jet stream. You can see that here. All right. And you can see that wave kind of just has no place to go but up. And the jet stream's just a real mess here. Looking at it, you can see a real mess. And you can see there isn't really any. Right, that toward the end there, that could maybe mean some colder weather. There's a little bit of a trough there in the east. Of course, this is on the last run, but you see the jet streams in the Pacific is looking a little. Yeah, it's some crazy waviness to it, but it's not like a fire hose. So that might allow some cold air to come back down and into the picture again, perhaps. So let's look at the upper air 500. And going to this week, you see that huge ridge there. You don't even see that wave, that low pressure. You don't even see it because it's really subtropical. And then you can see we stay in that ridging. Even though you see the ridge, but there's going to be a lot of like little systems that are going to come in through that. And then we get a little trough, a little break on Monday, it looks like. Another ridge, and that's a bigger trough right there. That's a bigger trough, and if you follow the isobars, it looks like maybe it's trying to bring something down there, some cold air down, as we get toward the latter part of the month, on the GFS at least. So let's look at the European model here. And here's the European model, and you can see here, deep trough in the west, ridge in the east. These lows are like very surface-based. You don't see them reflecting much on the upper air, which is very interesting. And you can see there would be a little bit of a cool down there behind that low on the European right there. So let's pull this into the CONUS view. And we will go ahead and look at the surface now. And first starting with the European. So you'll see dry. It will be dry tomorrow, but then here comes that subtropical system. That's going to bring in more rain for Tuesday. And a break. And then another one comes in later Wednesday night into Thursday. And then that moves out. And then maybe Friday we can have a decent day. And then guess what? Here's the next system. Sunday could be another washout with this really deep low pressure system coming through. And then behind that, you can see that looks like it's going to try to bring in some colder weather behind that system. But if we look at the total accumulated precip for our area, you'll see that we're going to get a lot of rain over this week. It's going to be a very wet week, and we're talking maybe another 3 inches of rain with all these systems that we're going to have passing through. And in fact, if we go to the Weather Prediction Center and look at QPF here in your QPF forecast here, day 1 through 7, you can see that bright red over us. They think, 3 to 4 inches of rain. We're going to be very wet. Could we have? Yeah, I mean, it's very unusual to see. It's just all this tropical moisture is just coming up the East Coast. Whereas if you're in the out west, you'll have the snows in the mountains. But if you're in the Intermountain West, you won't have to deal with too much, an occasional snowstorm. That's it. You won't be stuck in this tropical conveyor belt that we're going to be stuck in. So now that we looked at the Euro with the, let's go look at the temperature anomaly chart here. No, not a temperature anomaly chart. So you'll see how we are way above normal. I'm going to be way above normal tomorrow and much of this week. You can see there's some cold air in the west. But then behind that storm system, there is some colder air that comes in. So might get us a few degrees below normal. And then we go back above normal again. If we look at the GFS, you'll see here on the GFS that not quite as impressive. It brings us back to normal with that shot, a little brief shot, and then we're back above normal again. But then you see toward the end of the period what looks like some colder air moving into the picture. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Let's go to the surface on the GFS now. So here's our first system, second system, and our third system here. GFS the timing may be a little bit different on the GFS. And yes, if you're up north, you might get snow from that system that we're going to have on the weekend. And then high pressure builds in. At least we get a break from the rain next week, not this week. And then, yeah, another powerful low pressure system here, and it goes up the Great Lakes. And that might tap into some colder air, perhaps, behind that as we get to the latter part of the month. But, I mean, winter is more or less over at this point. I don't really see any real Arctic air. We may see polar air, but as far as Arctic air goes, it's not looking likely. So let's go to the HRRR model and look at the short range now. And we'll go to the 0Z run of the HRRR. So dry tomorrow. Here comes that weird system going from south to north. And the rain moves into the area Tuesday morning. And we get some heavier rain, maybe even a thunderstorm. That's going to linger throughout, I would say, through the afternoon. Then by the evening, it should taper off a little bit. But this system here will bring, looking at the HRRR at least, total accumulated precip on this. Yeah, it's probably going to bring another inch or so of rain across our area. Let's now flip over to the NAM. The NAM3. So here's the NAM3, and again, here's this weird. It looks very tropical. It really does, and you can see there could probably be tropical rains on Tuesday, and then, like I said, toward the evening, it might linger around a little bit. We'll have to see what happens. So Tuesday, it's going to be a wet day, and then Wednesday, well, it's as far out as we go, but by Wednesday night, there'll be the next batch that will come in. So let's see what the NAM is showing here. Let's do the radar simulate. Let's do the radar simulation on the probably pretty much looks similar here at this point, but yeah, you can see it definitely. I know, but at least we had a dry day today, and we should. So NAM's not quite as heavy with the rain. You see the streakiness though of it. That means it will be convective in nature. FGen, which we'll look at as well. Not terribly impressive. This is more of like a tropical type system. It's really got a tropical characteristics, almost like a tropical depression like storm. It's going to be affecting us on Tuesday. That's my own opinion of it anyway. So let's go back to the HRRR and look at the 0Z run of the HRRR, and we're going to go to dew points and wind flow here. All right, so HRRR overdid the dew points a little bit today. They were a little bit lower. We had mid-40s, and that's why you clearer skies. And dew points. Again, it's bringing the dew points up a little too much tomorrow. Maybe I think it's bringing it up a little too much. But I think we'll have the dew points. It won't feel that humid, So at least it's not that humid out. But you can see we got that easterly wind setting up, and here is that tropical wave that's going to be going over us on Tuesday. Yeah, I'm calling it a tropical wave because it's warm core. There's no cold air. It's not extra tropical. So let's look at the temperatures. So tonight, we're going to see temperatures generally in the 40s. Unless you have Miami, which, who knows, we'll be lucky to get into the 50s at this point. Tomorrow, it's going to be warmer to the west, cooler to the east with that easterly wind. So Long Island will probably be cooler, maybe only in the upper 40s and low 50s, but if you work your way inland. In New Jersey, like if you're at the coast, like Toms River, you'll probably still be maybe upper 50s. It will be cooler tomorrow. If you go inland, more like Trenton, you still have 60s. Looking at soundings, we will have clouds around tomorrow. We'll go ahead and look at that. Showing some moisture aloft, but again, most of it's at the surface. Mid-levels are pretty dry, so we'll have to see how it works out. This model kind of overdid the clouds a little bit today, so I'm a little leery of it. And then for your Tuesday, temperatures again drop in the 40s Monday night, and then Tuesday with the rain around, it won't be as warm. It'll probably be temperatures in the upper 40s to around 50 with plenty of cloud cover. Look at how warm it gets, though, off to the west. You're going to be dealing with 70s if you're in Pittsburgh. So let's go to the GFS. We'll go a little further along here. And look at our dew points and wind flow. So our dew points and wind flow here, this kind of shows what I'm talking about. Warm core here, all right, with this system. And behind it, left in the moist air, southeast winds. That's why Wednesday will probably have clouds, and then more rain for Wednesday night and Thursday. Here's your next system. You can see its reflection on there already. Behind that, we'll see some cooler, drier air build in for Friday with the northeast wind. That might bring us our next chance of sunshine right now. And then weekend, increasing cloud Saturday, and here comes the rain with the next system here, the next wave. And then behind this wave, we'll see a westerly wind and some more drier air there behind it. But you notice no real Arctic air here. No Arctic air going all the way through here. Looking at the dew points, kind of show you no real super low dew points, no Arctic air. So temperatures, you see the deal here. If you're inland, away from this low pressure system, you'll have 60. You won't have to deal with the rain if you're in Pittsburgh. It'll be very warm again. And then warmer on Wednesday. We'll have less of the rain around. Probably be back in the mid-50s again. Colder on Thursday with the precipitation. And then Friday, still going to be above normal, even though that high is going to wedge down over us from New England. Still going to be in the 50s. And then the weekend, Saturday could be kind of nasty. Another perhaps wet Saturday or Sunday. And then for Monday, we're in the 40s. But again, no real cold air in sight here. And then look at that. Another really warm day by Thursday, where we could be seeing some real warmth again. And then maybe it cools down a little bit. No real Arctic air showing here at all whatsoever in this picture. So we'll look at the clouds next, obviously. So it's showing clouds tomorrow. So we're going to have clouds tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday. Don't expect to see much sunshine either Thursday. Friday is our best chance to see the sun for the weekend. Clouds up yet again. So that's what it looks like right now. We can look at some other models here. The RGEM is it looks a little better for tomorrow. You see at 7 o'clock, it does have a good amount of sunshine around. I don't have enough of it in, though. So let's go look at the RGEM over here, and you'll see it does have those clouds kind of just developing across Long Island there. Probably going to be like stratocumulus or altocumulus, marine stratocumulus. And then, obviously, we'll be stuck in the clouds for Tuesday and then Wednesday as well. So that's what it looks like. So hopefully you enjoyed that sun today. I know I'm glad I did. Look at one more model, the FV3 High Res, which we have some of the zeros in. You can see it has plenty of clouds around tomorrow. So, but it should be dry tomorrow. So it should still be dry, just a lot more clouds around, probably, unless we get lucky. That's what it looks like right now. I mean, today turned out to be sunnier than a lot of models predicted. So maybe we get lucky and make it another day in a row. But I think we're going to see mostly cloudy skies tomorrow. With that, I guess we're going to go to the Climate Prediction Center here and look at our 6 to 10 day outlook. No surprises here, above normal. Temperatures and precipitation for the east, and above normal precipitation for the west. Below normal temperatures, though, as they keep getting the parade of low pressure systems. Kind of changes a little bit where we see near normal in the west. The above normal moves to the center of the country. Less precipitation in the east, but temperatures remain above normal pretty much east of the Rockies, except for the southeast. So that's where most look. Notice that Alaska, they've been in. That's where the cold air has been. Alaska. If you want winter, Alaska's been getting basically the cold air has been stuck there pretty much all the time. So if you want the cold air, that's where you got to go. Other than that, I mean, we can visualize this here if we want. So looking at the Ventus sky, you can visualize where the cold air is, and you can see Alaska. Plenty of cold air up there. Whoa. All right. Computer's going nuts again. But you can see plenty of cold air up there. There isn't as much, but if we had the right pattern to bring it down, we could have the cold. But unfortunately, we can look at the GFS again and change the regions to the northern hemisphere and look at that polar vortex again. But you can see it looks like it's trying to split. But This doesn't seem to be coupling to the surface at all. What we're seeing here, it doesn't seem to be coupling to the surface. So you can look at this and say, "Oh wow, that looks good. I see a split," but it's not working in our favor, unfortunately. It's just not working in our favor. So I think that's going to wrap up this Long Island weather update. So expect increasing clouds tomorrow and more of that damn rain again coming back into the picture for Tuesday.
My shoes are wet. My socks are wet.
So get out there and enjoy it.
I hate the rain.
It will be dry and it won't be raining, which is when you have a day where it's not raining, you have to be happy now because it's so hard to get a day that doesn't rain. So, yeah, I'm with that guy. I hate the rain. Well, thank you for watching. Enough rain. Rain, go away. And, nice if we just stop raining. Just don't rain for the rest of the month, all right? Don't rain for except for a few shower or thunderstorm. Well, enough of these damn rainy days. I'm sick of it, man. I hate the rain. I hate the rain. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.